لا أتكشف, that I don't take my clothes off. So he made dua for that lady, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he did it for a man similar to that lady in the same situation, and the man didn't want to be patient. He said, no, make dua. And then the Prophet taught that man the dua, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that some people use to make dua to the Nabi, to ask Allah by the jah of Rasulillahi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The point is, he made dua for those people. He stood by those people. A little boy, he was affected with the jinn, and the jinn had the kid, and the lady was traveling and she saw the Prophet also traveling, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She said, Ya Rasulullah, my boy is affected by the ain and the mess. He's touched. He said, give me the kid. Gave him the kid. The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam started wiping the kid, and he said to the jinn inside, come out of him, enemy of Allah, I'm Rasulullah. And he came out. So that's the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam taking care of these people. I mean, there's so many examples. There was a man, he had a slave girl, and he liked that slave girl because of the benefit he used to get from her. But she was a non-Muslim, and she used to curse Islam, curse the Prophet, say nasty things. The blind man kept saying, you better stop it. I'm telling you, you better stop it. I like you, but you better stop it. I'm warning you. She kept doing it. She kept doing it. One day he knocked her down, put his knees on her shoulders, and her arms are under his knees. He took an axe and cracked the middle of her head and split her nugget open. The people started talking. The blind man killed his slave. The blind man killed his slave. Prophet Muhammad was told about the situation, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, where's the man? He said, ha ana dha, here I am sitting back there. Prophet Muhammad said, open up the way. Making access for the people with special needs. A way that the wheelchair can get into the masjid and get out of the masjid. You come to the Muslim masjid, I don't know, I'm going to go check right now how it is in IB. When we come into our masjid, we all leave our shoes in the middle of the floor. It's just something, I don't know what it is. We leave it all in the middle of the floor so that we can just put our feet in and out when we go out. No, you have to put your shoes where they belong. Perchance there's going to be a fire, la samahallah, and we have to get out of here. Those shoes in the middle of the floor are going to be a problem. What about the one who's in a wheelchair? What about the older person who's walking with a third leg? He has a cane. He's outage. He's limping. No. So he said, open up the way. Make access to the masjid. Special parking for the people with special needs. Don't park in their parking space. Islam said don't park in their parking space. That's what our religion said. Al-Muslim man salim al-Muslimun min lisanihi wa yadihi. The Muslim, the real Muslim, is the one who the other Muslims are safe from being harmed by his hand or his tongue. Don't park in his space. Don't take your father's or your mother's handicap parking sign and you put it in your car and you go and you park it. Don't do that. The thing is for the people who have those special needs. So the point here is, when he told that man, open up, he told the people, open up, he gave easy access to the man who was blind. He gave easy access. He came. Did that happen? What happened? And he told him the story. I told her, Ya Rasulullah, she better stop. She better stop. She kept doing it, kept doing it. I warned her, and I was patient with her for a long time. Prophet Muhammad told the people after hearing what had happened, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, her blood is halal. If he was Hazir Nazir, he wouldn't have ever asked the question, what happened? He would have been there. He was there. He knew what happened. Ala kullin, all of these examples, ikhwani, and more go to show that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was gentle, supportive of people who had special needs, rahmah to them, extra. His best friend Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, he had a father who was old. He was old. Abu Quhafa was old. He accepted Islam and he came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to accept Islam. But Muhammad said, why did you come here? I should have come to you. They said that his back, Abu Bakr's father's back was bent over. He had like a hunch in his back. He was so old. Special needs. The Prophet showed that man, I'm the Rasul and I'm the Nabi and I'm the Sayyid of Bani Adam, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi, but I will come to you to make it easy for you. So ikhwani, you know anyone that has special needs, or you are a person that has special needs, don't let it create in your mind any uqda, like some complex. You have a daughter, her head is bigger than normal, her eyes are going this way, she's grinning like this, she's deformed. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Don't be embarrassed about that from the people. You're patient with that stuff, you'll be in the Jannah, inshallah. He tells us, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, man faqada habibatayhi thumma sabara falahul jannah. Anyone who loses his two eyes, habibatayn he called it, his two beloveds, and you have sabr, you have patience, you're going to go to Jannah. One companion, he was araj, he couldn't walk, with a limp. He was making the jihad of Islam. Prophet Muhammad started to make the tahreed, telling them about Jannah, and Jannah is this, Jannah is that, Jannah, let's go to Jannah. And he was telling them about what's in the Jannah, the houses, this, that. That man was eating some dates, and he started listening. And he said, when he heard that, bakhum, this, you mean that I'm going to get all of that if I get killed here? Prophet Muhammad said, yes. He said, it's just too long for me to eat the rest of these days. I'm not eating the rest of these days. And he threw those dates down, and he went and he started fighting, and he was limping. They killed him. The Nabi said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he'll be in Jannah as a result of that, but he won't be walking like that, because in Jannah there are no deformities. Everybody's perfect. Nobody's going to be old. No one's going to be blind. Going to be a perfect creation, another creation. So our religion helps us to understand how to put this issue into context. We don't ostracize them. We don't look down at them. We don't belittle them. We don't laugh at them. It's a terrible thing for you young brothers here. Hey, you young guys, you little kids. This me, myself, and I, this culture, this society we live in. In our homes, we're teaching our daughters, our sons, our nieces and nephews, you have to have adab. Certain things you do, certain things you don't do. You don't do those things. And one thing you don't do is, you don't laugh at people when you see that Allah has created them in a way that He could have created you. I saw some amazing things with how Allah created people. I saw a man and a lady. They got hair all over their face. Looked like the werewolf, for lack of a better word. Looked like the werewolf. So a man, his body looked like the trunk of a tree. He looked like a tree. His skin looked like a tree. A man, they call him Elephant Man. He looked like an elephant. And they got to go through life like that. And it doesn't make it any easier for people laughing at them and not giving them the equal opportunity, which brings me to the next point, inshallah. We don't believe in equality in Islam. Equality meaning across the board social equality, because everybody is not equal socially. Allah said in the Quran, قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِ الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Are they equal, those who know and those who don't know? Those who know, are they equal to those who don't know? Kalla wallahi, they're not equal. And in the Quran, لَا يَسْتَوِي الْقَائِدُونَ, those people who sat down and they didn't go out to make the jihad and efforts, they're not equal to the ones who went out. They're not equal. The man said, Ya Rasulullah, who has the most rights for my love, affection? Your mother. Then who? Your mother. Then who? Your mother. Your mother is not equal to your father. Those of us who are husbands, we're not equal to our wives as it relates to our children. Yep, we all made sacrifices, but we didn't make those sacrifices that our wives made for these kids. We're not equal. But we have to have equal justice. Everybody has to be given a fair shake and a fair opportunity, even people with special needs. And that's our religion. That's our religion. Our religion, we find that Allah Azza wa Jal, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't sideline those people. He didn't sideline people with special needs. They played a role, significant roles, in the everyday running of the Muslims. Like this masjid right now. They are not equal. The people were here when this thing wasn't like this. I remember this place was a dump. Excuse me, don't take it personally. It was gray and dark and dingy and dirty. It was a dump. You come in here now, say, MashaAllah. Some of these kids, new people, like this brother, he's a baby. He come and said, MashaAllah, this is nice, look how clean. It wasn't always like that. So the people who started this are not like the people who are going to come later on. They put that work in there. It's not the same. That's just the sunnah of Allah Azza wa Jalla in everything. Running this place, there are those people who will get their feet dirty every day. Every day. They're on call. Something happened. Everything is connected to IB. They're on the phone. And then there are those people who they don't have anything to do. It just provides for me a place to pray. I don't give anything. I don't do anything. And we don't want our community to be like that. We want every community member to feel responsible for the masjid. Don't leave the masjid without paying the money on a weekly basis, monthly basis. Don't leave the masjid and you see something in the toilets not right. Don't leave the masjid and you see something is not right and you leave it for someone else. Don't do that. We didn't find companions like that. I never read a story of a companion who was like that, a passive participant, just on the sideline looking at everybody. Because they had that instruction. خَيْرُكُمْ أَنْفَعَكُمْ لِلنَّاسِ. Best of you is the one who brings benefit. This one is the mu'adhin. So he did a nice adhan today. Alhamdulillah. That one over there is the imam. He's going to read the Quran and we're going to pray. And that one over there, he opens the masjid. That one over there, he cleans the masjid. Okay? Those are the official jobs. That's the manager of the masjid. But you're a member of the masjid. You're a member of the community. You got to park right. You got to help out where you can. And so forth and so on. Anyway, the Prophet ﷺ, with his wisdom and his justice, he didn't put those people on the sideline. Share with you very quickly, inshallah. A lot of examples. I told you about the hadith and the incident of the man who was A'raj and he was in jihad. If you are A'raj, you know, you walk with a limp, you don't have to go to jihad. You don't have to go. Allah gave you a concession in the Quran and in the Sunnah. But that man wanted to go and he allowed him to go. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Even bigger than that. Bigger than that. Because that's physical. You're A'raj, you don't have to make Hajj if it's too much for you. But you have an example in that man who made jihad. So you got to look at your level of being, you're limping. You're in a wheelchair. Okay, you may not want to go to Hajj. You don't have to go to Hajj. Send someone on your behalf. Pay someone money to do Hajj badal for you if you want. But if you think you can manage it, you manage it. But I say get advice from someone who has knowledge, where you tell them what your situation is and they help you to make a decision. The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to leave Medina. And he used to leave Medina, and he would never leave Medina without someone being responsible for Medina. And this goes to show the importance of leadership in Islam. If there's no leadership, it's going to be confusion. You have to have the head. The husband is the imam. He's the imam of the house. Got to be the head. And if there's not a head, it's going to be drama, problems. So when he left Al-Medina in order to perform Hajj, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or in order to perform jihad, the jihad of Islam, he would always leave somebody in Al-Medina. We all could see that he left Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali didn't want to stay. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't want to stay in Medina. I want to go with you. He said, Ya Ali, ma dhannuka, what is your opinion? That you would be to me the way Harun was to Musa, illa annahu la nabiyya ba'di. What do you mean you want to come? You're going to stay in Medina responsible for the people. I want to tell you, your staying in Medina will make you like Harun was to Musa. Harun is the help of his brother Musa. And you're going to be like that, except that there's no Nabi after me. Harun is a Nabi after Musa. When I die, you won't be a Nabi. So we could see him putting Ali, strong, big man in Medina. He didn't do that all the time. He left a companion. His name was Ibn Maktoum. Ibn Maktoum. He's the one who was blind. And the surah was revealed, Abasa wa Tawalla, and Ja'ahu al-A'ma was revealed because of him. He came to the Prophet ﷺ to get dawah, to listen to him. And Prophet Muhammad was talking to the rich people and the powerful people of Quraysh, the powerful people of the Ansar, people who had all of this ability. If they become Muslims, they're going to help us. This man came at that moment. He's blind. He doesn't see who the Prophet is with, ﷺ, and he came sincerely, looking for guidance, looking for an answer. Ya Rasulullah, can you answer this for me? When he came, Prophet Muhammad looked at him and he frowned, as if to say, not now. Not in a bad way. He frowned and he turned away. What did it mean he frowned? Meaning, oh, not now. It's not a good time. I'm with these guys. If these guys become Muslims, they're going to help you, me, and everybody else. He wasn't like, oh, get out of here. He wasn't like that. He wasn't like that. It was just the man is interrupting at a time. It's not the best time. But Allah Azza wa Jal, He brought the Prophet to account for that. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He told him, don't do that. Don't do that to him. Although the way the Prophet did it, his niyyah wasn't negative, nor was he rough and tough. He just frowned and turned away like, not now is not the good time. What about the one who talks bad to them? And especially in the Muslim world, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. You go to the Muslim world and you see how the people with special needs are dealt with. Look how they dealt with this oppression. That man, Ibn Maktoum, when the Prophet left Al-Medina, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he left him as the wali, as the leader of Medina twice. That man was responsible for everybody. And it was wajib upon all of those awliya from the companions, may Allah be pleased with them. They all had to listen to him. Because in Islam, we listen to and we obey the leader in everything that is not haram. So those people who could see, those people who had their body prowess, those people who were complete, all of them were under the hukuma of this man in the absence of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he's responsible for the whole community, the whole city, and he has special needs. So they're not put on the sideline. Another example is the companion Mu'adh. Mu'adh ibn Jabal is his name. The companion Mu'adh, radiyallahu anhu. Prophet Muhammad sent Mu'adh ibn Jabal to Al-Yemen, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, radiyallahu anhu. And Mu'adh ibn Jabal, he has a special khasisa. He has a special characteristic. Yawm al-Qiyamah, when Allah raises the people up, Yawm al-Qiyamah, Mu'adh ibn Jabal is going to be holding a flag. A raya, flag. And behind him will be all of the ulama of this ummah. But he's going to be the leader because he was from the ulama. Like the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this man had knowledge. He had knowledge. And that's why the Nabi sent him to Yemen to give dawah to the people. He didn't send ignorant people, go give dawah ignorant, you don't know what you're talking about. Go teach someone the Quran. You yourself, if the noon is sacking, hit you on your head, you don't even know this noon is sacking. And you're talking. Hey, what are you talking about? Let the people who know, let them teach the people. Not it feels good, so I'm just going, no. Mu'adh ibn Jabal, may Allah be pleased with him, he was Araj. He was a person who used to limp. And yet that didn't stop him from being one of the people that the Nabi told the people, learn the Quran from this man. Istaqru al-Quran min arba'. Learn the Quran from 4. One of them, Mu'adh ibn Jabal. So he didn't put him on his side. And also, Ikhwani, after the death of the Prophet, like Abdullah ibn Abbas, a lot of the companions, may Allah be pleased with them, they became blind, like Ibn Abbas. He lost his sight. He is the Turjiman of the Quran. He's the scholar of this ummah. He's the one who the Nabi made dua that he knows the ta'wil of the Quran. He became blind. People who could see used to come to him to ask him, what is this ayah? What is that ayah? What's the meaning of this? What about this hadith? And he's the mufti. He's a scholar. And that's what happened as well after with many of the tabi'in. Like that tabi'i, his name is Ata ibn Abi Rabah. If you go back and you see how they described him, he wasn't like the most nice looking person in their society. He was black. Black is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. But they always mention that because the Arabs during that time, they looked down on the color black, although many of the companions, even the ones who were lighter, they weren't light like some of the people who come from Sham. They wasn't light like this. But anyway, his nose big, his pushed in. He was an individual who was awkward. He was squinting, something wrong with his eyes. The man was a'raj. He had all this stuff going on. And yet his hand was, he was mashlula. His hand was messed up, couldn't move, paralyzed. And yet, he was the scholar of that time. And when you hear his name, you don't know about all of those characteristics. You don't even know about it. History didn't record that for us. What history recorded for us is that he was a student of Ibn Abbas. What history recorded for us is he was a student of Ibn Mas'ud. What history recorded for us in the level of the tabi'een, in the level of the second generation, he's one of the prolific personalities. So in concluding, inshallah, the people of this ummah, we have been given a religion, ikhwani, that puts this issue into context for us. How to look at it, how not to look at it. How to deal with it, how not to deal with it. If having or having special needs was something that was inherently bad, then we won't find the best of this community, the scholars, using certain superlatives to describe other people, like Al-Imam Al-A'mash. His name was Sulaiman ibn Mihran. Sulaiman ibn Mihran. You don't know him, but he was bigger than Al-Imam Al-Bukhari, bigger than Al-Imam Muslim. He was bigger than them, more knowledgeable than Al-Imam Ahmed, Abu Hanifa, Al-Imam Malik, more knowledgeable than them. Al-Imam Al-A'mash. That's what they call him, Al-A'mash. His name was Sulaiman bin Mihran. But he was a man who, Al-A'mash, as the brothers told me, is the person who can't see during the nighttime. He can see during the daytime, but when the night comes, he can barely see, which is a special need. He can't drive. Guy can't drive. So instead of calling him by his name, the name of a Nabi, Rasul, Sulaiman, they called him Al-A'mash because he was known for that. He was known for that. And you have a lot of scholars who have that, like Al-Asam. His name is Muhammad ibn Yaqub al-Baghdadi. He was a scholar of hadith, fiqh, from those scholars who, the long hadith of the sunnah, they revolve around him, this man. Well, no, they just call him Al-Asam, the one who can't hear. He can't hear, you know. Summun, bukmun, those people they can't hear, they call them deaf and dumb. That's not the nice way of saying it. That's not the one. But they call them, and a lot of scholars had that kind of stuff. So it's not considered to be ghiba, as Al-Imam An-Nawawi said, لَيْسَتْ الْغِيبَةُ فِي سِتَّةٍ. It is not ghiba. 6 things is not ghiba. And one of those things is when you call someone by a name just so that you can identify him. You know, so-and-so, the tall person, At-Tawil, Musa At-Tawil, you know, the tall Musa. Musa Al-Qasir, the short Musa. When I was in Brixton, we had a lot of Muhammads. Which Muhammad? Did you see Muhammad? Which one? Which one? Carpet Muhammad. Carpet Muhammad is the one who sells carpet. The other one was Honda Muhammad. The other one was Pizza Muhammad. The other one was, and they had names like that to identify which Muhammad. So can he say, hey, don't call me Carpet Muhammad. That's not my name, Carpet. No, man, we're calling you Carpet Muhammad so there'd be a Miza. We know you from the other guys. This is not ghiba. The man who was Araj, the man who was Ahwal. This is not ghiba. So in concluding, I want to remind you guys, this issue is an issue that has a lot of branches to it and a lot of information. And with the explosion of knowledge on the internet, all you have to do is go back to the internet and put in Google, what does Islam say about people with handicaps, people with special needs? And then you get a plethora of links where you can get fiqh in the religion. Fiqh, fahm, understanding, comprehension. So we're going to stop here, inshallah ta'ala. If you brothers have any questions, we'll take only a few questions, and then we're out of here, inshallah. If you guys have any questions concerning what we put forward, you can put your question forward if you have anything. Did I go too fast, man?
No, it's fine. One of the kids is saying, does he have to pay zakat? What is the, if he's got special needs?
Yeah, that's a good question. If a person has special needs, he's like everybody else. So when Allah said in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, oh you who believe, this address linguistically is towards the men. The men. Linguistically, this is calling the men. But naturally, the women are automatically included. So we don't want any of our sisters, nieces, daughters, wives coming with the Jewish principle of feminism. Why is Islam misogynistic and everything is for the man? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, that's for men. Why don't? The Prophet says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, an-nisa'u shiqa'iqur rijal. Men and women are twins. Everything that applies to the men applies to them, except if there's a dalil. So everybody is included. The Arab, the non-Arab, men, women, the one with special needs, everybody. So you have to pay zakat. I'll give you another example. The hadith is authentic. He said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, al-muslimun tatakafa'u dima'uhum. The Muslims, their blood is equal. So if you're a Muslim, put your hand up if you're a Muslim. Put your hand up if you're a Muslim. Good job, good job, good job. Put your hands down, put your hands down. Everybody, Muslims. And even the sisters and kids, they did it as well. And we can't see them. So this hadith is applicable to everybody who put their hand up. And no one said, does that include Mayporis? Does that include the reverts? Does that include the people over 40? No. The Muslims are equal in their blood. So if you can imagine, Ikhwani, the boat is sailing and it hit a rock, iceberg, whatever, and it's sinking. It's going to sink. So we throw all of the cargo over the boat. We throw everything to lighten the boat, throw it off. And it doesn't help. It's still sinking. After throwing everything over, we come up with the conclusion, somebody got to go over this boat. Some of you people, we got to throw you over the boat. Someone says, hey, let's throw the people with special needs over the boat because they are not complete. We're going to say with the same voice, la, their blood is just as important as everybody else's blood. Someone says, okay, let's throw Mu'adh and Abdurrahman over the boat and the other youngsters because they go right to Jannah. We say, la, their blood is equal to everybody else. And how are you going to make the tasdeed of the farag in the heart of the dad and the mom if you throw their kids over the boat? Don't throw my kid over the boat. Throw your kid over the boat. That's what I'm going to say. Keep my kid, throw your kid over the boat. And everybody's going to say the same thing. Okay, what about the shuyukh, the people who are 60 and above? They may be closer to the grave than everybody else. Allahu alam. Let's throw them over the boat because they got one foot in the grave, one foot in the dunya. We're going to say, no, can't throw them over the boat. So the whole community, we survive together or we drown together. And the people with special needs are from our crew. As a matter of fact, if the boat is going down, like I told you, following the sunnah, you know those other boats that are connected to the boat, the lifeboats. We're going to put them in the lifeboats first because they're special. They're special. We're going to put the women and the children and those people, the elders. We're going to put them in the boat. Like once the ship sinks, they're going to be in the other boat. And the rest of us are just going to be like just trying to get in where we fit in. That's why you have to learn how to swim. So if anything ever happens with this imaginary boat, you can swim, okay? Any more questions, Ikhwani? معا.
جزاك الله خير. Allah reward you.
أحسن الله إليكم. آمين.
Would you like to comment on the two cases? One is the epileptic lady in Islam.
The what?
The epileptic woman, Prophet Muhammad and also the blind man who came to Prophet Muhammad seeking an exemption for Salah Jama'ah.
Now, there was a man who couldn't see, and he came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't have anybody to take me to the masjid, and I'm blind, and I don't have a qa'id, yaqudani, I don't have someone to take me. So I don't want to come to the masjid. Is that all right? He said, okay, you don't have to go. You don't have to come. The man turned around and he started walking away. Prophet Muhammad says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do you hear the nida? Can you hear the adhan? He said, yes. He said, then then answer the call of the adhan. And he didn't give that man a rukhsa. He didn't give him a concession. You hear the adhan, you have to come to the masjid. You have to come to the masjid. The scholar said a lot about this hadith because it's one of those hadith that has some ishkal. If Islam is easy and it made things easy, how is it that a man who's blind has to come to the masjid? They said him coming to the masjid, the way that he had to come to the masjid, the path, it wasn't filled with what was dangerous. It wasn't filled with cactuses. It wasn't filled with glass and rocks. It wasn't a wadi. You got to go through a wadi and there's snakes and all. It wasn't like that. It was an easy thing. Like for me to get from here to the toilet, akramakumullah, or upstairs. I can get from here to upstairs with my eyes closed. I just have to take my time, walk very slowly. So this man, he didn't have someone to take him to the masjid, and he said, answer the call. Now, if that's the case with a man who can't see, and he told him, go to the masjid if you can hear the adhan, what about the one who doesn't have that problem and he can see? If that man should go to the masjid, then everybody else should go to the masjid. And that's one of the reasons why some of the scholars said that's what the Prophet meant here. That the Prophet ﷺ wanted to use that man as the example for everybody else. That not going to the Salat of the Jama'ah is not acceptable unless you have a serious reason or excuse not to go. Because look at this man. As for the lady that was epileptic, and she used to go through her fits and things like that, and he made dua for her, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not to take off her clothes. He made dua for her for that, but he didn't make dua for her epilepsy. He told her, be patient with your sickness. Whatever you're dealing with, be patient, and you go Jannah. And she had that yaqeen. She said, okay, I'll be patient with that, but make dua that I don't take my clothes off, which goes to show, ikhwani, the level of as-sitr, how it was with the companions, with those women, covering up their bodies. Covering up their bodies was something serious. When she takes her clothes off, she's not responsible because the pin has been lifted off. It's beyond her control. So if she becomes like that, she's not responsible. But she didn't want to allow that for herself. She didn't want to allow that for herself. So the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he made dua for that particular issue. Okay, ikhwani, we're going to stop here. Tfaddal.
Just a quick question. Do you know those who can't fast because of special needs, do they have to pay a fidya?
Yeah, the people who cannot fast because of their special needs, they're like those other people who they're old in age, they'll never fast. As long as they're in that condition, they just pay the fidya. That's it. They just pay. وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ لَا يَتِقُونَهُ, those people who have the ability to do it, they just pay the fidya for feeding a poor person each and every day. Now, okay, ikhwani, may Allah bless you, brothers. We ask you to donate generously to the best of your ability to this brother's program, inshallah, per chance, perhaps this will benefit some of our brothers and sisters. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
As well as some of the deaf people here, we have many online. This is being live streamed all over the world, so there's deaf people who are watching it online as well. This is something what we want to, as I said before, continue doing. There's deaf people from Australia even who are benefiting. From all over the world, they're benefiting. And this is what we need. We need to pump the dawah to everybody, regardless of what ability you have, or you're deaf, blind, whatever the case may be. So take a leaflet, even if you can donate £1 a month, whatever you can, will go towards these kind of classes, which, as you can see, is beneficial. Deaf people have come here. There's hearing people that haven't even come, but deaf people have come because they want to learn. So we need to keep this going on.
Just to thank the speaker, I think he's suddenly left. Thank the speaker, in particular thank the brother on my left here, Brother Odud, mashallah. It's not easy to translate, I'm sure, but I'm sure he did a good job. So Jazakumullahu khairan, and we make dua inshallah that Allah makes it easy for brothers in Islam deaf to serve the Muslim deaf community. Jazakumullahu khairan. Program ends there. How did you find it? Yeah, like this.
Yeah,
it's a blessing. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
Because I know, okay. I know, I don't know go to live stream. Definitely things. It's just all about raising the awareness.
Yeah, definitely.
We're quite lucky. I always say we're lucky in Brazil. There's exactly a lot of musicians and lots of musicians that specialise in certain things. And alhamdulillah, one of the things that I'll say is whatever you do something similar, you need to have visual.
Actually, bear that in mind. I wasn't aware of that.
Absolutely.
But now that I know, we'll maybe consult you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with me, I'm not possessing. I don't think, it's mine. I'm not like that. I think that more people
more better.
It makes it easy for,
Definitely. Jazakallah khair. Good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise.
How's your brother doing?
Yeah, he's alright.
Is he around?
No, he's in Kent.
Okay.
He lives in Kent. But he's alright, inshallah. Just to go out.
Made the guest because his brother and Mushtaq, they study together.
Yeah. I remember that connection. Yeah.
That's good event. Because they do the exam in sign language.
Yeah.
I mean, you know when you read one book about it, then it's been done on me.
Can I take a video of the Azan in sign language?
Yeah. Come on.
So you can show the video. Azan in sign language. Take it.
It's the dialect. People get different ways.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I've got it. Yeah.
So love it. I believe there is no God, only Allah. I believe there is no God, only Allah.
You're serving these brothers somewhere. Is it Murford or?
Yeah, definitely. We've got people coming from Oldham, Halifax.
It's a big trial for the families as well.
Yeah. But you know what?
Maybe it's good to find a niche where they can meet similar people of the same.
That's one of the things I thought. Very small.
I haven't seen you since your wife, actually. I wanted to visit you a few times, but it must have been difficult. How are you doing? Are you a lot better, yeah? Yeah, alhamdulillah. Allah give you full shifa, inshallah. Back on the Hajj this year, inshallah. No problem, inshallah. Why did he tell you before? No problem. Sharif is a bit of a character. Yeah, Sharif's a bit of a character, mashallah.
I didn't know he was going with you.
Yeah.